Shirina, and I'm here today with the Tiger Eye Special Unlimited Edition of the Gemstone Orphanage box. So these are the contents of the box. So this was a box that was a pre-sale, so most of you should be getting emails here within the next couple of days stating when you're going to be getting your box. So if you have not received your box yet and you don't want to watch the video, the unboxing, to know what's in it and everything, then you can always put me on pause now, save the video, and come back to it later. And if you don't want to do that, there's always that potential that you can purchase another box if you haven't purchased it already. The extra boxes should be going up on the site sometime today, which is April 15th, and they will be priced at $59.95 plus $6 in shipping. So if you like the unboxing and you want to get your own, then you might be able to still get some. So check that out, and all the information for Gemstone Orphanage is down in the description box down below. So you can use that link and go to their site and check it out if you like to. Now this box itself was graciously given to me by Miss Debbie and Mr. Steve from Gemstone Orphanage in exchange to do some tutorials on how to make some jewelry. So not only am I going to do the unboxing tutorial today, plus a little probably short earring tutorial at the end, I'm going to come back and I'm going to have at least 2, if not more, other tutorials on showing you how to make different types of jewelry. Now I've already taken a sneak peek in between the bags here. I have not looked at my gemstone yet, so that one's going to be a surprise, but I've already taken a sneak peek in the bags, and I've pretty sure that I'm going to come up with at least a necklace of some sort with dealing with bead weaving. So I know that for sure, but the other video I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. So if you are ready to look at the unboxing, then go ahead and stay with me. And if you don't want to watch the unboxing and you want to go straight to the earring tutorial, you can do that in 2 different ways. I do have chapters down at the bottom in the description box, so you can go straight to that chapter and go straight to that earring chapter and watch the earring. Or you can always put me in fast forward. And I kind of sound like a chipmunk when I'm in fast forward, but at least you can put me in fast forward and get through the unboxing tutorial a little faster as my cat is walking in front of the camera. Alrighty, so meet me back in just a moment and we will start unboxing these guys. We'll go through this really quick and then I will go through that earring tutorial. Alright, now that I got my cat Kylie out of the way, apparently she wants to watch the Tiger Eye also unboxing video, but I got her out of the way. So we're going to start with looking at the gemstone. Now every time that you purchase one of the gemstones, whether it is a naked baby or if it is one of the Gemstone Orphanage boxes that they produce, they always come out with this piece of paper that tells you how to care for your gemstone and different things going on with the gemstone itself. So it comes with that information package. And then it also comes with a piece of paper that tells you what the gemstone is, usually with a picture of the gemstone. That's why I'm not looking at it yet, because I still haven't looked at my gemstone, and it'll give you the name of the gemstone and all of that. So we'll look at that in just a second, because I still have not looked at this. This will be my first time that I'm opening this to see what I got. And it says the Tiger Eye pendant is a varied size and a varied item. So you may or may not get the same type of tiger eye as I do. It may not look the same. It may look slightly different than what I have. So let's see what we got. Holy moly. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. I'm like, I don't know what to say about that. Is that even picking up all the chatoyance in that? I don't know if this camera's doing it justice or not, but oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful. This is one of those stones that when I was a kid, this is what got me interested in stones, was tiger's eye. And how you can just, oh, there, and now you can see it. How you can just turn the stone around like that, and it changes colors, essentially. I mean, that is just absolutely beautiful. This is pretty neat. Okay, so this is the name of the stone. Moving on. This is the name of the stone. Maybe Shirina? That might be the right way of saying that. And then it gives you a description of it. It says, is the Persian origin and means like a tiger. So it might be Shirina. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. Alright, so then here's your adoption certificate that comes with the stone. So you get a picture of the front of the stone as well as the back of the stone. And then it goes through the description and it gives you more information about what tiger's eye usually means, a stone of good fortune. And then more information and about the stone itself and how it can provide mental focus and confidence when you face and need to overcome difficult challenges. You know, different things like that that the tiger's eye is supposed to help you out with. So that is the stone itself, and I am already extremely impressed. I'm going to have to put this down because I can just sit there and play with this thing for hours looking at that stone. But anyways, okay, so that is the stone. Sorry, I'm excited about it if you couldn't tell already. So that's the stone, so give me just a moment and I will get some of the bags out and we'll start going through those real quick. Alrighty, so here is part of the bags. There is so many different bags in this thing. There is a total of, let's see, 26 items in the gold bag, which is the first one I'm doing. And then there is a total of 19 items in the brown bag, the one that I'll be doing after this, after we get through the first one. So this little bead tray that's on my mat also, this also was a free gift, and it's a bead mat sorting tray that came with the kit. So completely awesome because I've been looking for something that's easier for me to pick up and get my beads closer to the camera so that way you don't have to see my hands all the time. So very, very nice. Loving this already. So we'll go through the bead strands. So you get 3 different sizes of gemstone tiger's eye round beads. You get the 4mm, a 6mm, and an 8mm. So this will probably be what I will do a necklace with in one of my upcoming videos. I'll do some sort of a necklace where I use all 3 of those sizes. So I'll see what I can come up with. And then the other 2 strands that we have, this one is Smoky Quartz faceted around. These are 6mm. Very, very sparkly. Very good neutral color. And then the other strand is crystal discs that are AB gold color. So you've got that golden color, and then you have just a little bit of a flash every once in a while. So there's our strands that came in the box. Now I'm going to move these guys out of the way so that way the camera doesn't go nuts while I pick this up and start talking about the different bags. Now bag number 1, you end up getting, see, I'm going to rest that there because of my shaking. I don't want to throw the beads everywhere. Bag number 1 is a bag of tiger's eye tubes and rondelles. You get a total of 8 of these. So you'll get 8 of the tubes and then 8 of the rondelles. But there again, just tiger's eyes, so you can see a little bit of the flash there as I turn it around. And then bag number 2 is tiger eye 2-hole rectangles. So these are pretty cool because me doing bead weaving primarily, I use a lot of 2-hole beads. And so there's your 2 holes right there. So this is going to be a lot of fun to try to come up with a design using the 2-hole beads because I have a feeling I'm probably going to use those in a video. Bag number 3 is tiger eye pillows. These are 14 by 10 millimeters. You get a total of 10 of these. And then these are rectangular in shape. And you've got the hole that goes down the center right there. So very, very pretty. Like those as well. Something that's near and dear to my heart Ha ha ha. I love hearts. I always used to doodle hearts when I was a kid and was bored in class and stuff like that. I would be drawing a bunch of hearts. So that's bag number 4. We get 2 pieces of hearts, and they're tiger's eye again. So you've got the tiger's eye little flash in there every once in a while. It's showing up here at home, but sometimes it just doesn't show up on the camera very well. But I promise it's there. Then bag number 5 is tiger's eye oval. These are 14 by 10 millimeters. You get a total of 8 of these. And then that, oh, you can see the flash on that one. So that one's got a good flash on it. And then bag number 6, trying to get this to where I can hold it and not flip the beads everywhere. Bag number 6 is Smoky Quartz. These are double point prisms. You get 6 of these, and they are 6 by 6 millimeters. So very, very nice, very sparkly, and it's almost got kind of a matte look to it. So it's not so flashy. So you can use this in your designs and not take away from the flash of the tiger's eye. Alright, so back over here. So bag number 7 is yellow jade rondelles. You get 10 of these. They are 8 by 5 millimeters. And these are really pretty. They're like just a really good color yellow, and it's got a little bit of orange on the inside of it. So it kind of looks like a good yellow color, but it's more of that orange. The oranger side of yellow. There, I'll get it out eventually. So those are really pretty. And then next bag is Baltic Amber Nuggets, and these are natural, and I love amber. Amber's so fun. It's one of those things that every time I get amber, I always want to look at it and see if I can find any little bugs in there, since amber is has a tendency of having bugs and stuff in it. I always look at it, but I didn't see any in this set, so we'll be perfectly fine with it. You don't have to wear bugs around your neck or anything like that. But you get a total of 10 of these little nuggets. So very nice for a cute little dainty bracelet. At least that's my idea for that. The next one are mother of pearl rounds. These are 5 millimeters. And it's another one of those that has a good chatoyance to it. So you get a good flash of that white color right there. Next bag, which is number 10. These are mother of pearl rondelles. So same thing, just a smaller size. The rounds were 5 millimeter. These are 5 by 4 millimeter. So they're kind of like a squished round bead. And then the bag number 11 is mother of pearl squares, and they're kind of like hishis. So most of them are pretty flat like that, but some of them are a little bit more of a different shape. Like you have, this one's got more of a dome shape on it. So, but most of them are just about the same size like that. So that's, something very interesting, very, very neat to have. That would make a really good memory wire bracelet, using these in memory wire bracelets. That'd make an interesting bracelet for that. Then the last bag, bag number 12 that we're going through in this part, is beige global lanterns, and they're cut crystals. They are 8 by 6 millimeters, and you get a total of 10 of those. And these are very sparkly. You can see all the different sparkle and everything in that. So that's the first set of bags. So meet me back, and then I'll have the next 12 bags out. This box is amazing, guys. This is so cool. Alright, so we are going through the rest of the first bag, and then we'll start our findings bag here at the back. So this is bag number something or another. I think I'm on 13. Yeah, I'm on 13. Okay, we're in focus. Good. Alright, so bag number 13 is beige window beads. These are 8 millimeter, and you get a total of 10. Now this one, depending on your kit, you may end up with a slightly different color. And that's only just because of supply problems, or not really problems, but just, supplying and everything, that they didn't have enough to of the one color to be able to fulfill everything. So perfectly fine. You'll end up with a color that's going to go just fine with the rest of your beads. And then this is bag number 14. This is designer glass rounds that are brown wave pattern. So it kind of looks like it's electroplated onto a clear glass, and it's frosted glass. And then it's like a dark brown color. Kind of reminds me of zebra stripes. So you've got the tigers and the zebras. So a little bit different, kind of neat. And then you get, I don't think I told you how many you get. You get 5 of those. Then the next bag, you have gold crystal hearts. You get 5 of these. So it's just your typical little crystal heart. And then the hole goes from the top to the bottom of the heart. The next bag is Austrian crystal drops in silver champagne. You get 2 of these. These are 8 by 6 millimeters. So always good to have Austrian crystal because that is a very, very good crystal. Made very nicely. Something I love very dearly. The next bag are faceted cubes, and these are in rosy brown color. They are very, very tiny. They are 2.5 millimeter cubes. So very tiny, very good to use as a spacer and in place of seed beads. You can typically use this type of bead if you wanted to. You get a half a strand of that. Then the next bag is covered up by my arm. Let me move my paper around a little bit. And now it's falling down. Of course it is. Okay, there we go. So the next one are faceted cubes in Peru color. And these are extremely sparkly also. Cubes are something that I really like to have because they're one of those beads that a lot of people are starting to design more with are cubes. Because not everybody wants to use the round beads anymore. So cubes are starting to kind of come in style these days. So something neat to have on hand. And you end up with a total of 20 of these. So you get 20 of those little guys. The next bag up here is going to be crystal hexagon, did I read that right? Crystal 2-hole prism links in gold. So you've got a prism link and it's got 2 holes on either side of it. So very good for using wire working of some sort with. Then you get some twisted bugle beads. These are antique copper bronze. You get a total of 80 of these. I forgot to say you get a total of 6 of these guys. So you get a total of 80 of these. Also something very good to have in bead weaving. Next one is crystal drop, and this is the color Peruvian Gold AB. You get a total of 20 of these, and these are 8 by 6 millimeter. And then that's the end of the first bag. So now we go to our findings. Flip the page over. The first one is ear hooks. These are paddle ear hooks in antique bronze. It's 1 pair. They're 20 by 8 millimeter. And they're just like a simple design on the front. If I can pick up one. There we go. Just a simple design on the front of it. So very nice to have. Always good to have ear wires. Next one is an earring hook that's 18 karat gold plated brass and that has a CZ in the front. So there is, whoops, your CZ crystal, if I can keep it in my hand. So that's very nice too. And it's got a little bit of a kind of a rope detailing of the gold up here at the top of the earring. So that's really pretty too. And then the other earring finding that you get in here is 18 karat gold plated brass. It's also a CZ stud. And you get 1 pair of these. And it is a 10 by 6 millimeter. So you've got your stud and then you've got your loop there in the front. So you can attach whatever you would like to make with it. So that is the next section. So give me a moment, get these put up and get the next little bits out, and we're almost done with unboxing. Alright, so here's the last clip of the unboxing. So we're going to go through the rest of these, and then I just have 4 other items sitting off to the side, and I'll just pick those up at the end. And we'll be done with the unboxing, and then get ready for that earring tutorial. Alright, so now we're going through our clasps. So the first clasp is a stainless steel brushed gold toggle clasp. You get 1 set of that. So I love my stainless steel findings, always something good to use, especially when you sell your jewelry. The next one is an antique bronze toggle flower clasp, and this one is the same on both sides. So you get the same type of picture on both sides of the toggle and of the loop. So that's very, very pretty. I'm liking this combination, by the way. And then another one that we're getting is 18 karat plated gold plated. Okay, start that over again. 18 karat gold plated stainless steel S hooks. You get 2 of these. So there again, it's stainless steel. That helps out a lot in making jewelry, especially if you don't know for sure if somebody has an allergy to it or to anything or not. So something always good to have on hand. And then this is amazing. I love this item. Doing bead weaving as my primary thing. I use a lot of buttons in my bracelets especially. So this is pretty cool. So you get a, what did they call it? A tortoiseshell vintage button, and it's 21 millimeters. So it's got a very interesting detail on the front of the button, and it's got the letters F and S on it, is what I can depict. I don't know if there's anything else on there, but that's what I see at the moment. And then it's got just the typical shank on the back. So very nice to have. Yikes. Let's not throw everything on the floor, Dina. Alright, so next one is, let's see, I've lost my place now. I got excited with the button. It is a CZ pinch bail, which is heavy plated gold on brass. So you've got your typical pinch bail, and then when you look at the front of this, you've got 10 little tiny CZ stones that are on the front of this pinch bail. Very, very pretty. I love it. When I first opened up the package without looking at the product, I saw this on the saw the back side first. And I'm like, okay, well that's pretty. And then I flipped it over and I said, oh, that's even prettier. So I like that. That's very nice. Next one is 24 karat gold plated brass, and it's a texture coin link. So you've got your link, and there's just a little bit of texture. There you go. You can see it on that part where it's got kind of the lines on it and everything. So it's very neat, very unique on that. Your next bag is a potential of you getting a different type of butterfly. It says possible color change on the crystal. So your crystals may be a little bit different than mine, but I've got the yellow or the citrine color on mine. And it's a CZ as well. And it's got a couple, I think it's like 3 maybe CZs there in the center for the body of the butterfly. But I like how it's on a diagonal like that. So you can use this in a necklace if you wanted to. And then it just adds a little bit more depth and dimension in this type of thing. Or you can use this as part of your charm that you want to hang down from your necklace or your pendant, and then just make something else to go down on the other end of the pendant as well. So I really like that. That's really neat. It's very unique. Then these guys are 2-hole marquee type connectors in antique bronze. So you've got the 2 holes that go through, just like that. So I'm really liking the idea of having those 2-hole gemstones that we saw earlier and using these in some sort of a bracelet idea. I'm kind of getting some ideas on that, and then maybe using this as the toggle or as the clasp. Maybe. We'll see what I come up with. Next one is a mixture of flower charms, and you get 5 of the charms, and then every single one of these is what I got in that little bag. So each of them's different than the other, and then like that one's got a different type on that side, and then some of these are the same on the other side as well. And then that one's a similar, so that one's the same, then that one looks the same on that side, and then this one I think looks like the other one. Yep. So very neat, like those little guys. This one is going to be a metal spacer rondelle. These are 6 millimeters. You'll get 10 of these. And these may have a dye lot color change. So on mine, it looks like all of mine are the same color. When you look at a dye lot, that just means a different rod of glass was used to create whatever stone is in the center. So sometimes the rods are not the exact color compared to the first one that they, excuse me, the first rod that they used. And that's the only difference. So it's going to be the same quality, but you may just have maybe one or two that may have a little bit slightly different of a shade. But these are in the dark topaz color. But those are very, very pretty. I like those. Oops, I have a jump ship. There we go. Alright, next bag is bead caps. These are antique bronze 5-petal bead caps. You get a total of 40 of these, and they are 6 millimeters. Very nice bead cap to have. Next one, you have a mixture of antique bronze, and they're calling it a bead soup. So a couple of different types of beads, just different metal beads and everything that you can use. And I've got birds flying around my window, trying to figure out what's going on out there. But just different types of metal beads and everything that you can use in your design. So very good for spacers. So there is that portion. And then the next bag is a bag of 1 3/4 inch antique bronze head pins, and it's got a little ball at the end of it. You really can't see that. I'm going to go ahead and take one out. I mean, it's pretty much everybody knows what a ball head pin is, but just in case if you're new to bead weaving and or bead stringing, then you may not know what it is. So that's your ball head pin. Then the next bag are some cord ends. Looks like you get 4 each of gold and a antique bronze or antique brass color. So you get those. And then you get some, see if I can say it right, Figaro, Fiargo. Oh gosh. Okay, this type of chain. I don't know why, but I have an issue with trying to say that word. But it's just a nice little chain. It is stainless steel and it's gold plated. You end up getting a total of 30 inches of this, so another good staple to have, some stainless steel chain. And then the last item that you get, we're down to the last item now. It is some leather cord. It is 2 millimeter leather cord, and the color is saddle brown, and you get 36 inches of this. So that is the box. This is absolutely amazing. I am very, 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 very graciously happy that I was gifted this box. I can't just sit there and say how much I'm so excited to be able to get this this box from Miss Debbie and Mr. Steve. This is amazing. Love this box. And with that being the case, before I just ramble on like that, like crazy, I will get my idea together as far as what type of earring I want to do. I'm probably going to use some head pins, so you might want to keep your head pins out. And one of the ear wires, not sure which one yet, but I'll get some ideas put together and I'll come back and we will do that little short earring tutorial. Alright, so here is the earring that we're going to make today. So something a little bit different. I don't do very much wire working and loops and things like that, so bear with me. I'm still learning how to do a bunch of these different things. So we're going to try to make this today. So the items that we're going to need from the box, everything comes from the box, so if you get the box then you can make it along with me. The first one that we have, I'm getting my little sheet of paper out. This actually comes with the kit also, so you have everything listed. That's the front side, and then there's the back side. So you have everything listed out too. I didn't show that earlier. Let's see. So this one is Tiger Eye Oval. These are 14 by 10, so you're going to need a total of 2. You're going to need Mother of Pearl Rondelles. These are 5 by 4 millimeters, a total of 2 of those. This one is the beige Global Lantern beads that are crystal cut A grade. They are 8 by 6 millimeter. You'll need 2 of those. These are the Austrian crystal drops in silver champagne. You'll need both of those. Then as far as your findings, you'll need the pair of the antique bronze ear hooks that have the paddle, what is that? Paddle look to it on the front. These guys. And then we're going to need the antique bronze bead soup. I just chose the ones that would look kind of like daisy spacers. So you're going to need 2 for each earring, so a total of 4 of those. And then you'll need a total of 4 ball head pins. That came in the kit also. Whoops. As I throw my paper all over the place, over off to the side. Then I'm just using wire cutters to cut down the head pin a little bit, and then I've got round nose pliers to help me make some loops. Alright, so everybody say a prayer that this works again. So take one of your head pins, and we're going to add, I'm going to kind of move this out of the way a little bit. I feel like my camera's trying to focus on everything. So we're going to make that longer loop first. So to make the longer loop, we're going to start with the lantern bead and string that on. And put one of your daisy spacers on. And then we're going to end that with the tiger's eye. So that's the first loop. Then we're going to put that down and go ahead and make the second loop. Oh, this one's a little bent, so I'm going to try to straighten it out a little bit. There we go. That works. So the second loop, you get your Austrian crystal drop. That goes on first. And then your other daisy spacer. And then your mother of pearl rondelle. And then there's the second one. So I used this whole size of the first head pin as the link on the back link here. And all I did is just make a loop up here at the top. Now I did cut down the second one. So how did I do that? Okay, this guy's going to have to get out of the way. There we go. So how did I cut down the second one? So I held them to where they're both sitting on the bead mat, and I'll put this down on the bead mat in just a second to show you, but I'm just trying to get it even. So I held them on the bead mat, and then I used this to help gauge me where I'm going to cut off this wire right here. The small wire is going to be directly where the gemstone, the tiger's eye gemstone ends, and then that's where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut, I think, with my left hand right here. Man, I'm shaking because I'm kind of nervous. I'm afraid this is not going to work. So I'm going to cut right here. And then that will be my small loop, or my small portion. And now I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm just going to make a very, very tiny little simple loop down there at the bottom. Oh. And hopefully not throw everything all over the place. Apparently I'm in the throwing mood today and didn't even know it. Okay, like I said, I'm still kind of learning this. I keep missing it. There we go. So I'm just going to make a simple loop. So I'm going to curl it down until it touches there at the bottom, or gets close to touching. Then I'm going to put my pliers back in there, and then I'm going to push backwards like that. And then doing that will help kind of give it a little bit of a more of a straightness to the earring, or to the this part of the earring, so that way it hangs good. I'm just going to close this up just a little bit, and eventually I'll close it up. There we go. I think that's closed up a little bit better. You can still see a little bit of daylight in there, but I think it'll be fine. Now, as far as this is how I gauged where I'm going to make my loop on here. I just held this up to, okay, let's see if I can get this to work horizontally like this. So I held the drop pendant up to the gemstone, or up to the longer portion of the earring, to where the drop is sitting up right next to the gemstone itself, but sitting almost even with the gemstone in this way. So this way they're sitting almost touching each other, and then this way they're sitting just about in the same area. And then I moved my round nose pliers up on, made it moved that direction, moved to the right on the round nose pliers to make the loop larger until the tip of my round nose pliers was basically on the other end of the short end over here. So it was in line with these beads on this side, on the left-hand side. I really hope that made sense because the words did not come out correctly. But that's where I made my loop, and all I did is just make one simple loop like that. Just twisted it around. I don't think you saw that. But I just made one simple loop until it touched on the other side like that. And then put my pliers back in there and then went backwards. So that way it made a nice little loop. Then all I did after that was make sure that this loop was closed. I pulled this part back a little bit to give me a little bit of room. Then I want to make sure this part's closed right away. And then I should be using flat nose pliers for this, but I'm going to use my round nose pliers. They sometimes work for this just fine. I'm going to open up this one, put this guy on the ear wire, and then close it back up again. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the shorter one. And just making sure that the shorter one stays in front of the longer one. So I want to make sure that I string this on. I should put everything down. I don't know why I'm trying to hold everything in my hands. But I'm going to make sure that this goes on the ear wire in front of the other one that I just put on. And then we go back in there and we twist that back closed. Okay, now let's see if my earrings are somewhat even. If they are, I'm going to be very happy. If they're not, it is what it is. Wow, cool. Okay, I'm getting there, guys. Like I said, I'm bead weaver. I'm not so good on the wire working portion of stuff, even when you're just using head pins and things. So this is new for me. So I'm working on it. Alright, so I hope you like these earrings. This is a crazy amount of beads. This is amazing. I mean, I can barely have them on my bead mat, and I turned off my lights so that way there's not so much glare and everything with all the little baggies and everything. I would have taken everything out and had it all spread out and all nice on my bead mat and everything, but it's kind of getting late in the afternoon and I'm on staycation right now and I have to go back to work in a day and a half. So I've got some things that I have to get done, unfortunately. I can't make videos the whole time. So please like and subscribe. Please subscribe and like and comment so that way it can grow my channel. So eventually I can retire from my primary job and do videos all day long and tutorials. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I will see y'all in the next video here shortly soon. Y'all have a great day. Bye.